Okay, this is just going to be a real brief screencast just to go over the distributive property. I am pretty sure that you've run into the distributive property before, but I'm just going to reiterate it because I think you're going to stumble onto it as you do some of the practice problems. So, for instance, we have this expression right here, and you've got this term, -7, outside of the parentheses, and then you have a positive 4d and a -2 inside the parentheses. Well, if you have something inside parentheses, then this number sitting next to the parentheses applies to everything inside the parentheses. So basically this means -7 times all of this. Okay? And the way that you can deal with that is you take -7 and you're going to multiply it by this first term. And then you take -7 and you multiply it by this other term. All right, so when you distribute the -7, you're going to wind up with -7 times 4d, which is -28d. And then when you take the -7 and multiply it by the -2, -7 times -2 is a positive 14. So once you have done the distributive property, this is what your expression looks like. Now, you could take this expression and decide, you know what, I think that I would like to pull out whatever factors these two terms have in common. Well, I know that this one is 7 times 4 is 28, so and this one is 7 times 2, or -7 times -2, or whatever. And I can actually undo this. So if I had a situation where I had two terms and I needed to pull out a common term, I could do that. So I could basically go backwards. I know that -7, if I pull it out of here, this term divided by -7 is 4d. And if I pull a -7 out of here, that leaves me with -2. Okay? So doing the distributive property to get rid of the parentheses, or undoing it basically to put it back in parentheses. Either way. All right, so this next one. Again, you have a term outside of the parentheses. So that -4 applies to everything inside. So it's -4 times all of this in here. The way you deal with that is you say -4 times this first term, which is -4b, and then you say -4 times this second term, which is a positive 6. All right. When you do the distributive property on this next one, -4 times -4b is going to give you a positive 16b. And then -4 times a positive 6 is -24. Okay? And again, a little looking. I can tell that both of these are divisible by 4. Both of them, frankly, are divisible by -4 if I wanted to do that. So I can pull out a common term. And I can go ahead and undo what I did. If I pull out a -4, then I wind up back with -4b, because -4 times -4b is going to give me that positive 16b. If I pull out a -4 from here, -4 times a positive 6 gives me -24. Okay? And really, I didn't do it with this one up here, but really, I mean, you could even pull out something different. Let's say if I pulled out a positive 4. Okay? If I pull out a positive 4, then that first term is a positive 4b. If I pull out a positive 4 from here, positive 4 times a -6 becomes my second term in the parentheses. Okay? Either way, I wind up with an equivalent expression. But the distributive property, I just want to remind you, is taking this and literally distributing it to all of the terms that are inside the parentheses.